I believe so. Let me check on that. I'd have to.
It's not currently homestead.
It is not homestead.
Not.
Good morning, sir. Could you please give us your name and address for the record?
Harry Singletary, 4216 18th Avenue South.
Okay, and you're living there, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
So how much time are you gonna need?
Could we get relationship to Kevin?
We have an
The brother.
Okay, great, thank you very much.
How long it's gonna take to get the rest of this stuff cleared up?
About a month or so. We got currently the white truck's gone as of today. The ladders I can move back around. So like a couple months,
A month?
2 months, whatever.
Good. Based upon the evidence presented in this case, I move that the board issue the following findings of fact and conclusions of law. The board finds that the violations of the St. Petersburg City Code as stated by the codes investigator have not been corrected. The board orders Kevin Singletary to correct the violations within 45 days or by January 3rd, 2026. If this order is not complied with, a fine of $150 per day shall be imposed.
Second.
Okay, motion and a second. Any discussion? Okay, let's vote.
Alseclas?
Yes.
Schneider?
Yes.
Hanshaw?
Yes.
Wait?
Yes.
Hobbs?
Yes.
Wilson?
Yes. All right, sir, you've got 45 days.
Thank you, ma'am. Yeah, I'll give him until his birthday to get it done.
All right, where are we?
Item number 28, property owner Vintage SPE LLC, investigator David Rock Walker.
I'm David Rockwalker, Codes Investigator for the City of St. Petersburg, testifying in reference to item 28, case 25-19557, regarding property located at 160 16th Street North. I was sworn in at this meeting. This property is a commercial structure and is occupied by tenants. This is a tenant complaint case. The property was first inspected on July 3rd, 2025, and a violation notice was sent to the ownership with a compliance date of July 27th, 2025. The property was last re-inspected on November 12th, 2025, and the following violations still exist. Vantage Apartments was constructed and certified of occupancy approved for residential apartment use. A change of use application and approval is required for change property use from apartments to hotel for transient accommodation, short-term rental case. Just to be clear, that's where we're going with this. 0 out of 1 violations have been corrected since this case began. Notice of hearing was sent first-class mail, posted at City Hall, and sent certified mail, was posted at the violation address on November 4th, 2025, which is at least 10 days prior to this hearing. Ownership was confirmed in County Official Records, Book 21479, page 2185. During the course of my investigation, since I took over this case, I have not had any contact with the ownership. The department recommends 10 days and $200 per day thereafter for non-compliance. Additional relevant facts are, I'm going to show you with my pictures, but this isn't just one website for this apartment. There's multiple websites for this. Both are hosted by a John Wallace. There's 5 short-term reviews for September, 2 for October, 5 for August. And we'll get into the pictures, and I'll try to make this as painless as possible. I'd like to enter into Exhibit 1, screenshots that were taken on November 12th, 2025, documents November 2025 CEB, photos 1 through 9. Yeah. Okay, where are we at? Nope, passed it. Okay. So this is the first landing page right here. Just of the property. Then we have another landing page. It's just not coming up. Gotta love these pictures. Okay, after that we have multiple reviews And then I have, it's just a lot of web pages, and I apologize for this. More reviews. We got some from August, some from, more from August. And it's all, everything is short stay, stayed a few nights, stayed one night, stayed with a pet. May 2025, stayed a few nights. And we got a bunch here, September 2025, stayed a few nights. 2 weeks ago, stayed a few nights. July, stayed one night. July, stayed a few nights. And then what I'm gonna do is skip down to the rental dates we have. So right here, we had a short-term rental booking right here for November 25th, which is actually today. Somebody's in there, till the 22nd. And then right here from the 27th to the 29th. And then I'm gonna show you one more short-term rental dates for this. And we had, this is where the two websites come in handy because it's two different separate units. One for the 15th, 22nd, 28th, all in November, and then December 12th and 20th. I would like to enter this fact sheet into evidence Exhibit 2. This concludes my presentation. Thank you for your patience.
Chair, if I could add some additional context.
Oh, yes, please.
This is an apartment building in the downtown, so they were issued a certificate of occupancy as apartments. Now, we see that certain units, we received a complaint that certain units within the building are being rented out as short-term rentals. So if they, transient accommodations, short-term stays are allowed within the downtown district, but they need to be operating as a hotel. So they would need to go and get approval as a hotel if that's what they want to do. They can't have it both ways.
Thank you, because I was confused, but that was very helpful.
How many units total are at the property?
Ooh,
45.
there's a lot.
We can
Ooh,
double
there's-
check that. It is a,
This is that big, like,
it is a
three-story-
tower, yes.
Yeah,
Oh, no, it's bigger.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you have a
More than
picture of
3
the building?
stories.
yeah.
This is Vantage.
Maybe 5 stories.
Checking.
I don't remember.
This is more like 12.
Yeah, I think it's probably somewhere around.
Okay, so it's supposed to be, it's zoned as or whatever as apartments, but they're using as a short-term.
Well, it's residential and it's.
Right.
And it's not a standard short-term rental violation that you're used to seeing when we use it in single-family neighborhoods, because technically that use is approved within the downtown zoning district.
But
It's just,
done correctly. It's not,
it,
the use.
right, their certificate of
usage is-
occupancy
is
is not
incorrect. Yeah.
correct.
Okay,
So if they go and they apply for a change of use to a hotel instead of apartments, they could still rent out units for 30 days and 6 months, whatever.
yeah.
But they would also have the ability to short-term rent. Is that correct?
Right, and then they would have to make sure that they were operating as a hotel, so there's specific requirements. You gotta have 24/7 staff and front desk, many things that a typical apartment complex isn't going to have.
Right.
So, yeah. And there's even been proposals for hybrid models that do both. They haven't gone, nobody's actually been able to successfully do it yet, but the opportunity's there, it's just, they
Yeah.
haven't sought it yet.
Okay.
So last question, are any of the units owned by anybody, or is it 100% apartment complex, all rented?
This is all apartments.
So it's all
Yeah,
apartments,
it's
okay.
not a condo
Want to
situation.
make sure there's no, anybody that could buy.
It's like a fancy schmancy place.
I have a
that a
picture of the
technical term?
outside.
Yes,
Well, it is, yes.
it is. I just looked at the photos.
It's a nice high-rise.
Okay. Good morning, sir. Could we have your name and address for the record?
My name is Walter Niles II. My address is 3004 Marine Grass Drive, Wimauma, Florida, 33598. I'm the regional manager with the management company who oversees Vantage St. Pete.
Okay. Vantage is a pretty big outfit, I would think. So what are your plans? Do you want to stop the Airbnb stuff, or do you want to become a hotel?
No, we don't offer short-term rentals. All of our lease terms are from 7 to 15 months. We are under the impression that these are individual residents. In fact, we found one earlier this month and issued them a 7-day notice to cure, to take the listing down. John Wallace is someone's alias. We have no resident by that name. I can provide rent rolls for you. So really, your guidance would be best on how to handle this situation for me, because again, we would be kind of scouring the land. We do have a suspicion we have a few more out there. Possibly we do have corporate leases that signed a 12-month to 15-month lease term that they may be using some of their corporate rentals as Airbnbs, but the management company, we don't post to these sites. All of our leases are, in fact, like I said, 7 to 15-month terms. And so, yeah, I kind of would need guidance on how to kind of correct, this issue. I did reach out to the zoning department just to see, after receiving a couple of the notices, ran it up to ownership. It was like, that's not possible just because of the type of loan that they have. So yeah, with your recommendation, how would we kind of navigate this? We've also reached out to Airbnb itself to try to nail this John Wallace down. And it was like, oh, well, you have to reach out to him, is what they told us. So, and I have proof by emails of that as well, so.
Now, I will say this, I did look this morning, the John Wallace websites are down.
Okay.
So I will say that. Now, I did find other ones that have taken its place. So,
Yeah, we'd like to hear from the city, I think, of what your recommendation is.
Yeah, so it's been a few months, but there was a similar case before you all in the apartment complex. Actually, I think it's directly across the street. And it's really the owner's responsibility to identify the units that are being occupied or being used for this purpose. In that situation, they hired an attorney. They had to go after each of the the lessees who were subleasing or utilizing this method to lease out the property, subleasing it. So it's not an easy process. I mean, I'm not going to, I know how difficult it is for us to find these in single-family homes. So I can only imagine in an apartment complex. I know from that previous situation, most of them were those corporate leases that they had, where they were then being utilized for short-term rentals. So it's really a process of identifying the units that are in violation, doing exactly what they've done with the one already, and sending them a notice to cure, and if they don't, processing an eviction, essentially. Yeah.
We've
But
even,
it's up to the owners. It's all their responsibility.
Correct, yeah. And I would imagine, I think that in the other situation, they had updated their lease agreements to specify that short-term rentals or subleasing was not going to be permitted. I would imagine they may have some type of provision, but, that provides them the opportunity to take that legal action and resolve the issue.
yeah, and that is in our lease. And like I said, we've located one this month and issued them a 7-day. Again, just from a feasibility standpoint, it would in fact, a full, because to my knowledge, no unit is listed on these. So but the office does receive calls and be like, no, did they give you a unit, to kind of see if we can, find them that way. So it will require, a full audit and kind of best guess. Again, if someone's not home and the unit looks nice, we kind of can't assume that it's being used as an Airbnb. And for what I see, a lot of those are stock photos, either taken from our current website or the previous ownership's website, because we only had this deal maybe a year and a half so far.
So are you saying that you don't even know what units these are?
No, it's no. Have you seen a unit number advertised, sir?
no unit
Out
number.
until you
The
book.
inside.
Until you don't find out the unit number until you book.
Yeah.
And some of them may be even fraudulent listings.
Like I said, we found one in, I think, unit 71. Like I said, just from,
You could go out there and book the unit yourself, and you'll get a unit number,
okay.
and find out what number it is.
So what if you,
A question. I'm assuming that when you park, that you're given a sticker